Morning everyone, I'm first one to studio, just turned on. So, my today's client, Joe came. Joe's in the building, in the middle of a video.
What was that?
I just saw the video, that's what I said. So, I could actually tell you as I'm saying to the camera. So, my today's client, she came in from, on Instagram there's this option called channels. Yeah, have you made it? So, I made about 2 years ago. Because I thought if I could basically my idea was what if I could like talk to people before I talk to the public, and then only like selected people get access to like early designs. And then what I did was I made the channel called beforehand, and then I designed the designs, I drop in there, and I was like, I'll give you 24 hours. If no one from you grabs it, I'll post online. So it's like a selective group where only selective individuals get access. But what else I did was I asked the people, I'm like, what if I just come across a random cool stuff and I figured that's fucking sick, I would like to do that. I'm like, what if I just drop in, would you like that? And they're like, yeah, like they can react. I don't think they can say anything, but they can react. A lot of people, yeah, it's kind of like, it's you talking to them, but they can't talk you back. Weird. And so today's design was one of those where I was scouting. I think I was on mid-journey scrolling through and I was like, holy shit, I like this. And I saved it. And then I posted there. Nothing really happened. And then a half year later, she's like, that design you posted, I want it. And I was like, cool. And then I have actually saved a lot of stuff on Pinterest that I have not posted there, which I probably should and I need. Basically, like, I would like to do this. You just drop in there. And if someone says yes, yeah. But otherwise, they don't know what you like. And sometimes you don't have to design what you like. You just fancy that. You're like, oh, that's nice. So, like, I could, where's my iPad? I saw some, what was it doing? I was scouting for yesterday's jungle tattoo. And I came across loads of cool stuff. And I was like, I need to save this.
Did see that design.
I made a video on school.
That was it, yes.
But it was something like this that I saw and I was like, that's fucking mint. And then before we know, we're here. So that went from that to that. Where's my Pinterest? Can't find.
Does AI stuff like impress you or surprise you?
Yeah. Like
I feel like we're in this generation where it's like, holy fuck, that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was asking just ChatGPT to like design something, and then it's like, oh, I can make that image for you if you want. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then it starts making it, and I'm like, that's pretty close to what I had in my head. You know what I mean? I'm like, even just as a starting point to show a client, like it's pretty nice.
Oh, this is I think it was this crab that came across, and I was like, holy shit, the best crab I've ever seen. And it's AI, it's not human drawn. So I'm probably gonna screenshot a couple of these, and I was like, what if we do something similar to these, because they're just dope, isn't it? I don't like crabs, but it's just cool.
It does look cool. I think it's got to the point now where it's like it's doing quite dynamic poses, but it's still getting like the anatomy right. Whereas before it would do quite a cool pose, but then like one of its legs was a bit fucked up.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's kind of hard to spot the flaws.
Like even that.
That's cool.
If you just outline that, little maybe bracelet, necklace, even a ring, like shiny ring there with a glare, that would be, So yeah, I'll probably say to everybody who's watching now, make a page or the channel on Insta and just train your people to just, every time you find a good, you just drop in there and you're like, what about? And then before you know, you might tattoo one of these. Because I can guarantee a 40-year-old woman will just have this easy, probably next week.
Yeah.
And if you just do a name underneath or date or time, or she's gripping onto a name there. So, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Said. Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Rewind. Yeah, again.
As I previously say, I think a hard part of when you first start tattooing is kind of training your people to understand what it is that you like. Because I think that early on, especially if you don't have many clients, it's kind of getting the momentum of like posting something so that people can see what you like and then people know what to ask you for. Whereas like, I've actually had an example recently where someone messaged me, they wanted to book in, and I said, oh, you can let me know like what kind of stuff on my page you like the look of. And then he's like, oh, actually, that's not really my kind of style. And I'm like, why did you want to book in with me? You know what I mean? Whereas if you have something like what you've just showed, you can be like, hey, this is the kind of stuff I really like. You know what I mean? If you guys are interested in that, boom, boom, boom. Whereas like people might not necessarily ask you that. People in their head might even think, oh, he doesn't post animals much, so maybe he doesn't like animals. Yeah. Whereas maybe no one ever asks you for an animal. Yeah. Maybe you love doing animals.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sometimes people say like, what is it like? Do you have any like black people? I'm like, they just don't come in.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
They physically just don't message me, so therefore I don't have any.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not that I cut them out or avoid them. they just don't
It's
request.
just not a demographic.
And because they don't request, we look like we almost bully them because we don't showcase, but there's nothing to showcase because no one booked in.
Yeah, yeah.
Sad like kind of thing. So that's how far we are today. Well, at this very moment. Where are we? No. So that's the reference photo. And then I kind of desaturate it so I can get line work on top of it so I can see both at the same time. And then that's how far we are. Outlined it all and then added small details and then plus some shading. I did all with the small needles, but now I go get some 23 ghost needles so we can attack all the big areas like the fabric more, the hands more, the face, the neck, the hood, probably the skulls themselves. Just more doing the big work with big needles. Maybe you can say, how was it?
It was alright. And pain was fine. It didn't bother me at all.
No.
No.
What would be from like 1 to 10?
5. That's as bad as it got for me.
We'll see what she says at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How bad it gets. But no, so far so cool. Nice. Right, let's show the world what we've done. Oh man, now it is a bit orange. But yeah, basically we have actually white in there. Maybe we can dab it. We can dab maybe. Carefully, not touching any blood. No blood on the hands. Just careful. Bit that, yeah. But yeah, you can see more white now. As you can see, she's gonna heal nice and beautiful. Put like a more black in the makeup so she really stands out, and then we got black on the edges there so that stands out. And the hood should go nice and soft, and then put a little bit more black in the eyes of the skull so they stand out. And should be cool. Be really nice. It'll be a cool piece. Hopefully she sends a healed photo.
Yes, I will.
That we can keep you up in. Yeah, that's today's job and today's gone. That's full day session. We started and finished today. That's about it.